They are Africa's gentle giants, revered in local folklore for their power and graceful nature. The African elephant once ranged across most of southern Africa, but in the 19th century the ivory trade decimated the population. And in recent times, poaching and conflict with humans has led to some unfortunate casualties, resulting in an increased number of orphaned elephants. Elephants are highly social animals and need the herd to survive. After seeing the profound impact caused by humanity, 𝗀𝗍𝗯𝗿, a keen conservationist, took a bold step to build the 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏 Elephant Rescue and Development Center, a dedicated elephant orphanage in Limpopo that provides a unique adoptive family structure for once herdless elephants.
On the 8th of January, the orphanage took this baby albino elephant into their care. She'd been caught in a snare and badly injured. There was no sign of her herd. They called her Khanyisa.
So we start early. She's on 2-hourly bottles. In the morning, 6 o'clock, just before 6, she actually comes out. It depends also on the weather. If it's cold, she'll stay a little bit longer inside. We try to take her out early mornings, that during the harsh sun hours, where the UV are too strong, we take her inside.
Albinos are much more rare amongst African elephants than in Asia. They are reddish-brown or pink in color and may suffer from visual impairment or skin problems because of sun exposure.
Because of her highly sensitive eyes and skin, Ruda and her team used an umbrella to simulate shade Khanyisa would have got from her mother in the wild.
Actually closes her eyes during the daytime, and she'll a lot of times basically walk into, if something is low, she'll walk into it because she doesn't see it. She closes her eyes.
I'd heard that she was an albino elephant, or a pink elephant they called her, but it didn't really prepare me, for what I actually saw when I first arrived here.
Experienced wildlife vet Dr. Peter Rogers was one of the first people to be called in to the orphanage to examine Khanyisa.
9 times out of 10, I think she would have died. She wouldn't have been found. There was just luck, pure luck.
Khanyisa was initially taken to the Care for Wild Rhino Sanctuary in Mpumalanga, where she was stabilized before a rescue team from the elephant orphanage was dispatched to relocate her. 21-year-old Kansani Ngubeni, a trainee elephant carer, never left her side during this trying time.
Loko hi ya hi landza a Khanyisa, a hi nga swi tivi swa ku na hi ta kuma Khanyisa a ri n'wana wa njhani, a hi ho twa swa ku i tseme hi drati, a hake hi drati. So loko hi fika lena hi kume Khanyisa a ri kahle mara a vavisekile swa ngopfu, a chavisa. So a hi khandziya vhete a nga si na tolovela vanhu, a ha ku fika na kwale hi nga n'wi kuma kona. Se hi fike hi tshama na yehe, a ku ri mehe na Joshua na Juan. So hi fike hi tshama na yehe hi n'wi vona swa ku i vaviseke ku fikela kwihi. Se na hi pfa a ku ri after 2 hours.
After a tough night, the mission was a success.
Nampundzu hi pfuke na yehe vhete a ri right, a nga hi hluphanga vusiku hinkwabyo. Loko va fika va n'wi cheka va fika va n'wi tlilina nyana la vaviseke kona.
That snare was right through her mouth. It went through her mouth like this, tore into the cheeks here, and then came behind the ears and actually cut in quite deep here behind the ears. So she was unable to drink, unable to eat, obviously. And she was apparently on her own for 6 days. So when she arrived, she was incredibly dehydrated. I'm surprised she survived, really. It's an uphill battle normally from day one. She came in with 3 sort of factors that were against her. Firstly, this terrible snare wound. Secondly, her color, very susceptible to the sun, being sunburnt. And then thirdly, to get her onto the right milk formula, because it varies from one individual to the next. Having the right diet, it helps the body heal a lot better. We're fortunate in the sense that we've got wild elephants here on the reserve itself. So what we do is we take the fresh dung and we actually squeeze it out. There's a lot of fluid in there. That fluid and the dung contains the natural microorganisms that you'd find in an elephant gut. So they call it transformation, where you're actually supplementing the gut with natural bacteria. It's essential. It works exceptionally well.
Since then, Khanyisa is back on her feet, her eyes bright, she's a bundle of joy and is always in a playful mood. She's also making friends. 𝗬𝗲𝗓, the resident sheep, has become a close companion. They even share a room. For the past 22 years, the orphanage has taken in elephants from all over southern Africa, and their numbers have grown to a family of 15 called the 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀 herd.
You want to introduce her to the herd quite soon.
I'd like to introduce her as soon as possible. The sooner, the better.
It's a perfect setup here because you've got this adoptive herd.
It is amazing. To be honest, I would not be able to do what I do without the herd of elephants, because they really play a huge role, not only in accepting the babies, but also in the social well-being. A lot of people will ask me, aren't you releasing them? At this stage, if I had to say, it's inhumane to release them just like this, because who do you choose? They are a family structure. Once you have a big enough family and they start dividing into two groups, then only you'd be able to reintegrate them in different areas. So in a way, yes, I'm already looking at 5 to 10 year model on areas, opportunities to reintegrate them.
The 𝗀𝗵𝗀𝗆 herd is mainly made up of orphaned elephants, and so far they've been very welcoming to newcomers, giving the young ones the family and social structure that they depend on.
Elephant manager 𝗀𝗏𝗶𝘀 has been working with orphaned elephants for 21 years. He'll oversee Khanyisa's transition into her newly adopted family.
It's so amazing to see this elephant to accept a new baby elephant, of which in the wild it doesn't happen. The fact that they're also orphan elephant. So these elephants, they learn to accept each other as individuals. So for this baby now to be introduced to this herd is quite very nice, because you still have that memory of the family, and also she's smelling that, I do have families around here. So for her to be introduced to the herd, it will be very nice here as soon as possible, so that she can know that, I'm still have a family with me here.
Currently, Khanyisa is separated from her soon-to-be family in order for her wounds to be fully healed, and the introduction will be a gradual process. But for now, the toddler has other pressing matters.